on, everybody? I'm here at the Make It Happen football camp with fellow BC boy Keelan White. First of all, Keelan, take us through what you think of Kelowna so far in your experience.
Oh, it's awesome. I love it here. I used to come up here all the time as a kid in the summers, and yeah, it's awesome. The great community, people are super nice. It's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I feel like obviously a lot of people that might see this probably know you as the Canadian Spider-Man, which you just recently done. Maybe take us through the origin of that, where that came from.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just something I started in fall camp. Just something to me like attract a little attention to myself. Like get a little more attention on the field and stuff. And it's something cool for the kids back in Montana. Like our fan base is crazy, and our kids love our players. It's like our NFL team pretty much. So it's something cool to get the kids involved and get them interacting and stuff like that. So
that's super awesome. Speaking of cool things for the kids, you recently released a coloring book for the kids. It's all full of photos of plays you made like over this past season and things like that. What's kind of your thought process behind that? Like, what made you decide, like, I want to make a coloring book for the kids?
Yeah, well, now in the age of NIL and stuff, so a lot of people around the country, they're making merch and stuff to sell for themselves and to promote their name and likeness and stuff. And everyone does merch, and it's kind of, I want to do something more unique, something that like could attract attention. So I wanted to do something unique. So me and my dad came up with this idea to put a coloring book together, and we got a team from actually Capilano University to make all the drawings and stuff. So
well, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And Capilano is from around where you're from, originally, if I remember correctly, being a Lower Mainland kid.
Yeah, in North Vancouver, Capilano University.
That's super cool. And then I was just gonna ask you, like, what is life like in the eyes of like a Montana football player? Like, what's the Division I football like versus like BC high school football, for example?
Yeah, Montana. Our motto is we're Montana tough. So everything we do is we're trained to be mentally and physically tough. We're practicing out in the cold, hard hitting, hard nosed football. So that's the mentality of it.
That's awesome. A couple more questions for you. Number one, what was your favorite moment as a Handsworth Royal in your high school days? I know that's like pretty far in the past now. It might be a little hard for you.
Favorite moment as a Royal? That's a hard one. I gotta do some thinking. Probably my favorite moment as a Royal was just playing, like every year we have this rivalry against Carson Graham that we play in at the beginning of the season, the Buck Bowl.
Oh,
and
yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, that is an amazing experience. That was my first like real high school experience of like having the fans out, the rivalry atmosphere and stuff like that. So I think that just overall that game is just iconic to me. So yeah.
That's awesome. One more quick question, or actually maybe two more. First of all, like at what age or what like point in time would you say you realized like, dang, I could really do something with football? Like, is there like a specific moment that stands out to you, or just kind of in general, like you could just kind of sense it?
Well, I think I've always been trying to get better at everything I do. So once I started, like, I always could try to compare myself to other people and trying to like see where they're at and what I can get better at, or where I need to go and stuff like that. So I think coming into Handsworth, I started playing varsity in grade 10, and I was actually like competing with the guys and doing good. So like it kind of realized like I'm not bad. I can compete with that level at this age. So once I get to there, I'll be even at another step. And then I started playing 7-on-7, and then I went down to the States.
Game Ready, if I remember correctly.
With Game Ready, yeah.
That's awesome. Shout out Jordan Linden and the fellas at Game Ready.
Shout out Game Ready. Game Ready 7-on-7. They got me right because it's the American competition. It's always like the fear of going to the States is like all like we think they're like gods. Like they're ballers, they're huge, they're like these specimens, but in reality, like they play football just like us. They practice just like us. They live and breathe. They wake up every morning. They're exactly the same. So once we started going down there and realizing that like we could compete with these dudes, it was a good like realization for that.
That's awesome. Last question, Keelan. What is Keelan White the person like outside of the game of football? Like, if you're off season, you're just hanging out. Like, what's kind of like your go-to activities?
I'm a homebody for sure. I like my time to myself, my alone time. I'm a huge nerd, a huge gamer. I game a lot, and I just keep to myself. I keep to myself and put my head down, and I like my alone time.
Awesome. Sorry, one more question as well. What is one piece of advice you would give young football players that are trying to do what you did?
My advice would be to bet on yourself. Don't listen to anyone. Nobody knows what your plan is or what your vision is. So put your head down, bet on yourself, and your dreams will take you where you want to go.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Keelan. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.